It's happening. We are going live. I have not done this with gaming before, but here we are. I hope my settings are appropriate to make this a watchable, viewable experience. Quick update here. I am doing my best to I'm doing my best to find the final 5 of 900 of these Korok seeds that are hidden all over the map. And I've been on a quest for really the entire quarantine of just systematically going through the map and finding these things one by one by one. And I am down to only 5 left. And apparently something happens when you find the 900th, when you find every single one of these things. Something happens, and I don't know what that is. And that's kind of exciting. But looking at my map, you can see these little leaves. Maybe I only have 4 left. 4 left. Those are, I know where they are. They're in those 4 places. But these things, to give you an idea, it's these. When you zoom in, you can see, and they are everywhere, all over the map. And, I mean, everywhere you go, they're just everywhere. And I've had to go and find each and every one of them one by one. And now I am down to my final 4. And I don't know what happens once I found the final one. Apparently something special, but I do know that personally, this is like the only thing I've been working toward during quarantine. I haven't been working. Video production hasn't been safe to do. And so with the spare time between or during Luca's naps and things like that, I'll find a seed or 2. And that has been the entirety of my accomplishments. So see where we are here. We'll go from south to north and find these things. And there's a ton of Breath of the Wild players on YouTube, and there's been some mesmerizing videos that I've watched trying to find some of these. And it's neat to watch other people play it and to see what they do with it. And for me, I know that I am nowhere near as good as these people are. But it's been fun to watch, and I hope that this is at least somewhat watchable for anyone who's considering it. The problem is I know sort of roughly, thanks to those things, where these things are, but I don't know what it entails. And it looks like this one's just going to be busting up this wall with a bomb and being on my merry way. Yeah. 3 left. Apparently there's like 441 that you use to buy stuff. So that 455 that just popped up is how many I have in my pocket, because there's not really anything you can do with them after a certain point. But there's 900 total, and you can only see that total when you're teleporting somewhere. So I'll teleport somewhere in a little bit, and we'll double check how many are actually left. But I had found what I thought was all 900. I went through every area, and when I finished, I realized that I had 28 that I had not found, and that was a bit devastating. So I had to hunker down and go through the maps where people have marked where they all are, and I had to go through all 900 little dots and surf across my map to see if I had found it. And at the end of that, came up with 28 and used my cunning and guile to find 25 of those already. So we're down to 3. And I don't know where. This one is somewhere in this little nook of this canyon, but I don't know if it's up high or not. And there's nothing to do other than climb. I got my climbing gear on to make this a little faster, but I have limited stamina, so we're just eating kebabs to fill up our stamina. Whoops. I didn't actually eat it. It has been cool, though, seeing... this place is called the Breath of the Wild, and it really is amazing, this world that they've built. It's truly mesmerizing. I'm going to cheat here and save. And then I'm going to jump back down because I think it's actually down here. But if it's not, I'll just restore from that save point and save myself that long agonizing climb back up. So in theory, it's right around. Is it this rock? If it's this rock, well, I kind of wanted to work for it. Some of them you have to like throw a rock into a circle of other rocks, or there's blocks that have a puzzle to them. I'm gonna get rid of these stamps so that I know I've gotten those. And you can see if I zoom in, those two exist now, and I have two more. Two more and only two more. I'm gonna travel here so we can see the update, and it'll be easier to coast over there rather than whatever. Oh, someone's watching, apparently. Phil likes my jersey. What up, Phil? I was just thinking back to the castle days of yore. Now that Ultimate's gone for the time being, the jerseys just become video game and dad jerseys. And I thought of you right after Luca was born. There was a situation where I was holding him and he got sick onto my jersey, and I realized I joined an elite group of St. Louis dads who have this jersey and have had their children spit up onto the jersey, and I felt like some sort of rite of passage where I joined a long list of good Ultimate dads from the St. Louis area. So I hope I washed it. Don't worry, I've washed it since then, but I hope you've had a similar experience to be proud of in any of your jerseys. All right, down to 2. All right, there's a little red thing in the distance there, and that's going to be a little pinwheel. And if I land behind that, some balloons are going to appear, and then you get to watch my archery skills, which are not good. Where's the balloon? Oh, if you hold still, that's going to make this way easier. No one's going to make fun of me. Oh, where are the other ones? There's got to be a... Oh. Oh my god. The pressure of getting this right is terrifying. There we go. There's probably a third. Alright. Where's my ancient bow? This one don't play no games. There we go. One left. 457. Like I said, yeah, 441 of them were already spent, so that brings my total to 897 or 898. No, 899. Math is hard. Everything's harder when you're streaming. That's I mean, there's people with real problems, but you put a camera on yourself and start going live, and the world looks a little different. All right, now the other one should be down here somewhere. But I don't really know what I'm looking for. I'm just looking for something out of the ordinary, which again could be at any point along here. The game auto-saves when you find one, and so if I need to climb all the way back up, I'm just going to go back to where it had been saved before. It seems awfully quiet. Here, I'm way far away from it, but here's one that I found before, just sitting there. Sometimes it's a single flower, and when you touch it, the flower disappears and reappears somewhere else, and you have to just like chase it around. And sometimes it's hard to find where that actually happens. But, oh, if it's just this little rock, if this is it, if this is 900 right here, it's how anticlimactic it is. Yeah. So I believe that's 900, right? Let's delete that stamp. Was there a stamp over here still? Yeah, that should be 900. The last thing to check is Hestu, is like the main Korok guy. And so that those first like 442 that get you slots or whatever, those all, you go to this Hestu guy who dances, and like you spend like 5 and you get to carry 3 swords. Then you spend 10, you get to carry 5 swords, etc., etc. So I'm gonna go check in with him to see what he says. I forgot to look in that. How many? Let's see if my stream is delayed enough. 899. Oh no. Oh no. I'm missing 1. I have 899 Korok seeds. I was so excited. Oh no. Where on earth could this last seed? I'm gonna have to go through every single. I have a little screen that I'm looking at over here, which is a higher def screen than the one in front of me. Oh, this is awful. Yeah, I do not see, but I have 899 of these dumb things. Oh, how disappointing. How many were there? So I'm going back through my maps where I painstakingly went through and marked off every one of these things. Checking to see where they went. Found all those. Found that one. Oh. No, I found that one. Camphor Pond. Is there one in Camphor Pond that I did not find? No, there's the one in Camphor Pond. So that's good. This has got to be even dumber to watch than it is to do. But it's pretty dumb. 2, 3, 4, 5. Found all 3 of those. Found that one. Yeah, found those. Found all 3 of those. So I thought like live streaming would be a real good time. Might be entertaining, but it is not. It is not for you guys, and I'm sorry. Oh. I might have found it. Nope. I saw on my map that I maybe didn't have 2 of those, but I do, and I did, and I went and I found it. I've got 4 other areas that it could be. Found all 3 of those. Yeah, hopefully no one's still here. This is absolutely titillating. To Bantha? I went around and I found that one. And that one. had all these. Yeah, I have checked. No, so I'm looking at my maps of the area and finding, like, I went through every single one and like checked it off with a red, like I scribbled it out. And I'm seeing there's one. Yeah, I found that one. It wasn't crossed off on my map, but I have no gosh darn idea where the 900th Korok seed is, and that is infuriating. It must be stacked on top of something where there's like two right on top of one another. But I don't know. And that's awful. And as I sit here, I add to this the panic of what a bad stream this is. So I'm just going to assume that you've left and I have no concurrent viewers. And anyone who would have made it this far in rewatching this later will have respectfully given up, and I appreciate that. Also wish I could like share my screen with you to show you the maps that I'm looking at, but alas, I cannot. Found all of those. Phil, you would have thrown your Switch. I've thought about it. Honestly, last night I went through 900 of these little icons on these. The whole map is split into regions, and so like I went through the Tabantha region and knocked all of them off, and there's one that's missing, and that's awful. All right, let me double check Tabantha here. There's one. Yeah, that was the missing one. And then there was one right up here at the crossroads. But I got both of those. That does it for this region. Honestly. Technically, it's Korok. But Ridgeland, I found. Yeah, there's one over here. Yeah, this one was missing, but it's been found. See, I want to just stop the stream. But I know that when I find it, it will be triumphant. I promise you I will not go through all 900 again and check them off this little map one by one. Because you can't see that. What's the fun in that? Post ruins. Eldon. It was cool going through because there's so many different regions. I don't know if any of you have played the game, but there's like a volcano mountain, there's deserts, there's rainforest, there's frozen mountains and beaches, and like there's so many different areas of the map that I hadn't even seen just in beating the game normally. And so it was cool to take the time to go back through seed by seed, which they literally cover the entire map, and it takes you through step by, like you have to see the whole place to get all 899 seeds. And I guess there's one spot on the map that I haven't seen yet, and I just don't know where it is. Great Plateau, got all those. Camphor Pond's going to drive me crazy. So many of these, as I look at this crazy map, so many of them, I can remember getting them. Like, even though there's 900, like looking at, oh, this one on the side of a lake, like I remember you had to throw a rock off a ledge and land it perfectly in there. And I remember almost all of them. I wonder what else I could be remembering if I didn't dedicate that memory to the Korok seed. Oh, come on. There's no point in just wandering around looking because this place is far too massive. And so I have to just look at these maps to see what I missed and what I didn't. There has to be an area where there's like two right on top of each other. That it only looked like one on the map as I cheated and tried to find these. Which isn't nice. And I checked, I was worried like, oh, there'd be $8.99 and I'd go back to Hestu and Hestu would have the last seed for me or something. But the maps that I looked at had exactly 900. Like there's, 54 here, 28 here, and I added them up and it adds to 900. So they all exist on these maps. But not well enough. There's a place up in Hebra that had some holes, and I just want to double check that I got all of these. There were 2 here, and the one there, and then there should be 3 up here that I got. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Darn you, Hebra. By far my least favorite area of the map. Hebra is the whole tundra, which was just grueling. 2, 3. Yeah, if you're still here, it's on you and not me. And I'm done feeling bad. Found that and those 3. And that one was missing this morning. But alas, no more. Yeah, this is awful. And again, it's that thing of I just want to quit, but I also know the triumph of finally finding it. There's those 2. Found that one today. Just got those 2. Oh, I freaked for a second. There are 2 stacked up right here, but I found both of them. So it's not those. Pretty sure I've got Hebra under control. What about... Yeah, go home. Phil, you say you're at the airport. Where are you going? And while I wait, Great Plateau. There's the spirits, 2 there. There in the Temple of Time. 2, 1 there. 2 there, 1, 1. 1, 2. Is that one? Hopper Pond. I'm using Elgato Game Capture to share this, and it doesn't have an option to like share my screen, or I would, and you could see this dumb process I'm going through seed by seed. And I remember going through this last night. There has to be something hidden or stacked up where there's 2 in one spot. And I wish there were a really easy way to figure that out. But I'm looking at like an overhead map that just shows dots of where all the seeds are across the entire region. And so if there happen to be 2 on top of each other, and there is one place where I know there is, and it's really difficult to see that, I almost just want to Google where's the 900th Korok seed, because I can't be the first person to run into this stupid problem. And there's also areas of the map that I'm like, how is there not a seed right there? What a great place for a seed. But alas, no seed. Hey, my last trip was to Baltimore. I went there to film some farms that were growing cover crops instead of irrigating. And it was a pretty neat little thing. I take that back. I went to Baltimore, then I went to Minneapolis, then Chicago, then the world stopped spinning. At a point, Luke is going to wake up, and I'm going to have to go. And I will have been defeated swiftly and completely by this game, by YouTube, by myself and my heart. And at a point, I've just looked at the same thing so many times. Okay. Korok seed locations. If anyone did dive in to stay this long, my screen hasn't even changed. This has to be the worst stream you've ever seen. In theory, there's a bunch of ad money waiting for me somewhere if you sat through this, or especially if you're rewatching it. And by a bunch of ad money, I mean, like, if a bunch of people watch this video, there's going to be like 40 cents. That's mine. And that's my only money in quarantine. So I'm going back through and just double checking to see if there's any that are obviously stacked up or multiples. And Akala is clear. Central has a chance, but I combed through Central seed by seed. And Dueling Peaks. I was telling Jesse we were on a walk earlier today, and there was a some herb, some weed growing out of the grass, and my instinct was to grab it, like, just out of the corner of my eye, because it seemed like this thing that you walk around and you grab in Zelda, which is worth money and stuff. And, just another way that this game has now trickled into my life, and I see it when I sleep. There's a walkthrough for every single one of these seeds, and I just can't bring myself to do it. And there's areas that I absolutely did more thoughtfully than the others, especially toward the end. I was pretty diligent. In the beginning, I was using IGN, which turned out to be a poor resource. I did not care for that, but instead found Zelda Dungeon, which was very helpful. Just went through Great Plateau. Did Gerudo Highlands. Yeah, if two are stacked, it's got to be the game. Or if there's something like on top of a word or something where you don't see it. I think the thumbnail for this video was just an example of this map, and so you could probably see where it went wrong. That's what I'm looking at again and again and again. For all of these, there's Hebra. I'm beginning to lose hope, and I feel so bad because so many of you have come along for this ride. Justin, I've heard the story of you bribing taxi drivers to take you to the skating rink. It's a good story, and you should have a live stream, and I'll tune in. And if you could find the last Korok seed, if that cab driver knows where it is. Ludlow's blog. What area is this? Ridgeland? I thought I found all these. Where's my Ridgeland map? What a bad stream. I'm trying to work on my confidence, but this isn't about confidence. This is just objectively bad entertainment. My Switch is going to sleep on me. That's what's happening. Oh my God. I promise I will put in the notes the minute you can skip to. I'll put time code in for what a waste the whole first part of this was. There's a chance that there's two stacked up underneath the divine beast bird. And that's my hottest lead right now. There's one underneath him. Oh. So this walkthrough has like side by side, there's a picture of like which seed on the map it is, and then a picture of like the area where you solve it. And I remember way too many of these. There's a possibility near Narrow Hill. Nope, that was the one. Is anybody still here? Okay. There's 3 at the front gate. And then 3, okay. So I have all 3 of those and all 3 of those. There's just too many of them. But there's none in Korok Forest. Whoops. Oh. Again, I keep having these moments where I'm like, ah, was that it? No. Wait a minute. No. Wait a minute. Mr. Big, the guy in the limo. 2, 3, 4. Man, I'm starting to realize these seeds are like... it's like constellations, and I'm going through the map and I'm being like, well, yeah, I got those 4 that make the archer. And there's Orion's belt. I've gotten those. All of them look familiar. Did I get all of the ones on the Bridge of Hylia? There's a question. It's like 1,000. Yep. Got all 6. Yeah, I really need to share my screen so you can see what I'm looking at, but I can't, and I don't know how. But I know it's annoying. Satori Mountain Plain. Yeah, there's just not going to be a better way to do it than the way I did it. Found all of the ones at Lantern Lake. Oh, God. I can't. I'm using the Elgato HD60S. I also have a cam link that I could have used to connect my Sony camera instead of just using my built-in IMAX camera. Sorry, not IMAX camera, but the camera of my iMac. Very different. Said you could look at my screen, but here we are. All right. This is what streaming is, right? It's learning. It's learning by doing. Oh, I need to join Zelda Dungeon Wiki. Oh, they make you answer a trivia question to make an account. Who is the protagonist across the Zelda series? I got it right. It's Link. Okay, Breath of the Wild interactive map. Turning all this off. And I'm going through and we're going to find... we're going to go for it. We've got maybe 30 minutes before Luca wakes up. Let's dive in. I have the Stream Deck. The Stream Deck software, and I've used it a little bit, but I found some issues where I just found it easier to use the game capture, although there's more of a lag. Found this one. That one. Oh, this is definitely going to help. And it darn well better. You can just see me checking every one. You're going to see 900 little seeds slowly on your screen. Even though I have half of these memorized now. I've looked at this entire thing. I've looked at everyone at least 4 times. Every one of these 900 seeds. I've gone through the map like this at least 4 times. And this is time number 5. Got this one. That was a fun one. As was that and that. Okay, now here's where we may find some information. So I'm using this interactive map on Zelda Dungeon, and you can check off the Korok seeds. I don't know why I didn't do it this way before. But when you check it off, it disappears. And so if there's one that's like underneath another, it'll be very easy to see like, oh, I made one disappear, but the other one is still there. And that's going to make this whole thing possible. Good old Lake Kilsey. should be 3 in a row right here. Boom, boom, boom. Those are some of the first ones that I really went hunting for. There were some like I found just as I played the game. And it was nice to just stumble across them. But as I decided what I wanted to do, I had to be more deliberate about it. And sure enough, I was. And I found 899 of them that way. And fun fact, let's see if it'll let me do this. Yeah, if I can move this. So this 99.42 out of 100%, that was like when I beat the game, that was at like 22%, because this percentage is only not reflective of the things that you've done in the game, but of the number of things you found on the map. And so Korok seeds make up a huge portion of that. And that's what I've been chipping away at slowly over the course of however long. But now I'm at 99.42%. I have one more of these stupid seeds to find. And then we're done. All right. Gom Hot Springs. Check. Or Gulflams, excuse me. And there's those in the tree. Where's Selmy's spot? There's Selmy's spot. I found Selmy's seed. Bottom of Cold Snap Hollow, there should be 2. Yep. Got both of those. Hebra Peak. Good old Hebra Peak. Up here. This little Stone Grove area of the map, the Piquita Stone Grove, is a really, really cool area. Probably my least favorite to actually like walk around in, but I can appreciate it. Pretty sure I got that guy. And the other annoying thing, other than all of this right now, is that if I zoom out even a little on the map, the seeds disappear. Like I have to be zoomed in a certain amount to be able to see them. And so scrolling is only so fast. By the North Labyrinth, another cool area of the map. Another area that I remember all too well. Good old Drennan Highlands. How could I forget? Okay, here's an area with potential for stacking. Where'd I go? There we go. So, got those 2. There's one up here. Hopefully only one. And then here's the ones we found at the beginning of the video. Well, not those, but we're about to see them. I think the big lesson here is I'm learning I probably shouldn't be a streamer. Just because of what it does to my confidence. Good old Tabantha Snowfield. What is this? Kopiki Drifts? Yeah, that's another cool area. I don't know how loud the music is for you guys, but in my headphones, it's lovely. It's all I hear echoing now for the same like each area of the map has its own sort of music, and because even though I'm in the map, I'm standing in one spot in the game, I'm just hearing the same thing again and again and again. And the two maps I'm comparing right now are at slightly different scales, which is just messing with me a little bit. Where are you? Where's Talanto Peak? Well, I got completely lost. Peak, Talanto Peak. Okay, there we go. There's that one. Man, I'm, 8 minutes into this tedious portion of this, and this is one of like 13 sections of this map. Hebra Plunge. Get the one up here. Although, I will say I'm excited for the moment where I find the one. And the sense of accomplishment that will come with that. Well, there's one up here by the Hebra Tundra that I missed. There you are. All right, Hebra is almost clear. Oh, Jesus. I have wasted some time in my life. But this is new. This is a new high or low or whatever you want to call it. Boom. All right, let's go to Strock Lake, huh? Here's Strock Lake. Should be 4 seeds here, of course. There's a speed run of this game where somebody gets all 900 seeds. They do the whole thing in like 20 hours. And they like have this path that they go through and just, slowly make their way. Well, not slowly, very quickly make their way through the entire game. And I turned it on. Like, I was just caught by the title, and I was like, well, I'll skim through this a little bit, and ended up watching so much of him just playing and being amazed by where he knew how to, like, he wasn't checking a map. He had done it enough times that he had memorized the order in which to find all 900 Korok seeds. And I think it's easy to roll your eyes at that and be like, oh, get a life. But that seems like a more efficient thing to do than what I'm doing. This would have been a lot faster if I had just memorized all 900 instead of going seed by seed through this map. Now I'm looking at Tanagar Canyon. I'm starting with this area of the map because this is, I think, one of the easiest places to make mistakes, especially because in the beginning I was using that IGN map, which had some inaccuracies and had some dots where it said there was a Korok seed and there was not a Korok seed. And so if there's a mistake, there's a good chance it's here. Foot race check-in. And there's some places like this where it's doubled up. I got that guy. Yeah, so YouTube is all about watch hours. And after I got 1,000 subscribers, I was able to monetize my channel, which is a real generous term for what happened. But I think I earn around just under $1 a day. Like, I think my rolling revenue is for every 28 days, I'm making like $26. And most of that is from, I have like 4 videos on microphones and reviewing microphones that have done well just because of who they're aimed for. And I, did pretty thorough reviews, and they got shared in a handful of important places, I guess. And so even though all of them are more than 2 years old, they by themselves are responsible for 90% of the revenue that my channel makes from ads. And the nice thing is those videos, the ads on those videos, pay more because microphone companies want to, like, they're very advertiser friendly. And I say all that to say, looking at this video, I don't know what advertiser would be like, yeah, this game that came out 3 years ago, that this guy is finally taking the time to join the thousands and thousands of people who have already beat it. Let's throw some money at him because his video is going to be the one. Finally move some product. $900 Korok seeds. Tamio River. I hope you're enjoying this tour through the map without actually seeing anything. It's a therapeutic little journey. This one here was one that I was missing until this moment. It was one of the 28 that was outstanding. And speaking of outstanding, how about this video? If I had known that I was going to be on camera for this long, I probably would have thrown a hat on for the occasion. Stu is saying in the chat that he got all the bananas in Donkey Kong Country 64. And Jesse and I have been playing Donkey Kong for the Switch. They have it's like Tropical Tundra or something. It's some odd juxtaposition of ice and jungle. But we'll beat a level and then go back through 3 or 4 more times just so we can get all of the KONG and, all of that hidden stuff, all the bananas, until we get frustrated and give up, which I only bring up because I've sort of backed myself into this corner of I'm in too deep to give up, but I really, really should. This part of the map is the Gerudo Highlands, which is another snowy area, which isn't quite as brutal and annoying as Hebra is for some reason. But this could be another area where one's missing because there were a couple stacked up in a strange way, and I struggled to find a few of them. There's 3 by this thing. Yeah, I can remember being at this little spire, as you can see on the topographical map, and I know there's a little air vent right here that will shoot you up in the air if you get out your paraglider. And I know that because I spent a lot of time over there. Now we're getting down into the Gerudo Desert. Medalis Mantle. Yeah, this was a really cool area. Again, one of those weird places where it's so... the elevation is so great that if you fall well, if you fall, you can die if you don't get out your paraglider. But if you are like searching for something along the wall and you go lower than you need to, it can just take you an extra, 2 minutes to climb, and that adds up and ticks away at the brain. Okay. Down into the desert we go. Oh, I thought that was a stacked one for a second. It's not. It's just more unsatisfying redundancy. Should be 2 here. I know I got all these. This is... See, I almost want to just go through on this map that I'm checking these all off on and just be like, yes, of course, I got all these. But that's going to be where I make the mistake and check something off that shouldn't be. Whoop, go back. Oh, thank God. Yeah, I'm going to get greedy and say, oh, yeah, I found it. That one, don't worry about that little guy. I wouldn't worry about that little guy. It's a great fairy fountain down here, and there was one behind that. Got the Arbiter's grounds. Sand was another obnoxious place to get all these, just because it's so... You move so slowly in the sand, and like there's a way to get yourself a sand seal that'll drag you around, like a big walrus that runs through the sand. But when I did this part of the map, it was a slower part, just because there's nothing you can do other than just go. And if you let go of your sand seal, so you can actually like get one of these things, then it's gone. It runs away, and you got to sneak up on it and find it again, which can take a couple minutes. Oh, God. I keep clicking on things that I don't want to click, and it takes me away from my map, and that makes me sad. Oh, there was an area in here where I thought there were 2, and, man, I walked around forever looking for a second one in the same spot, only to find later when I switched away from IGN, like, oh, there only is one. It's 15 minutes of my life I'll never get back. Just like these minutes that you won't get back of yours. Oh, you think a Colonel Fortnite skin would be pretty cool? Does that mean I have to play Fortnite? I've played it one time. Like it's on Switch, which apparently is not the platform to play it on, as any real gamer will tell you. But it was... I played on my phone, but I had hooked up a Xbox controller to my phone, and in doing so was able to actually like control it a lot better. And I made it to the second to last, and I don't know what happened because I didn't get sniped, but like the map changed or something I just wasn't ready for, and so I lost. I almost, in like one of my only games, almost was the winner. I forgot what they call it. There's like a cool name for when you win Fortnite that I can't think of because I've never won Fortnite. But almost had it. And then I haven't cared enough to go back. It's like climbing. I used to go rock climbing all the time. And I think about now, like, oh, it'd be fun to go back and rock climb again. But all the muscle, like, that you build up to be a climber, like, I was good. And all the muscle that you build up disappears so quickly. And if you're not... Like, if you try to go back one time, just like, oh, I'm going to climb for fun, like, you won't be able to climb anything you used to climb. And if you really want to get back to that point, it takes, weeks of doing it properly and building that up again. And that creates this situation where it's like, well, I don't want to go one time. Like, I don't want to just go to the gym for a night. Like, one of my buddies, Dane, does quite a bit of climbing. He's like a route setter at the gym. And he's always invited me to go. He's like, yeah, come on, it'll be fun. But to me, it's like, I just don't see that being like an hour where I just get exhausted climbing some really, really lame climbs does not sound appealing. And that's what like Fortnite and Call of Duty are to me. Like, I used to play Call of Duty all the time and I was good. And now it would take so long to get back into it. And it would just be days of getting owned by children. It's just not something that I want to dedicate the time to, or at least admit that I'm dedicating the time to. This Korok seed hunt was something that sort of slowly crept into my reality. And so it wasn't like, okay, I'm going to do this. It was like, I'll do this little section. We'll see what this is all about. Okay. We found it. It's here. Whoops. I'm going to edit that stamp, put the little leaf. Oh, baby. This is at least where the map says one is missing. So down we go. Go to the Wasteland Tower. Oh, man. Get excited. I don't know how much time we've got to spare before Luca wakes up, but it's happening. $8.99. You can see it on the screen there. $8.99. 900th is in sight. Here we go. It was like right on the edge between two areas, which is, I think, why I struggled to find it. It's like between the Wasteland and the Gerudo areas, and so I might have thought on one map, oh, I already got that one, and by the time I looked at the other, I had forgotten about it. So it's just up here in the dark. It's there's a little bridge where apparently there's one that I got that you get when you cross over the bridge, but another one is underneath the bridge somewhere, I guess. Gliding on my paraglider. I like that in Mario Kart you can use this paraglider as like your little parachute for your little car. Okay, now I don't know what this one looks like. I don't know what I'm looking for. I just know that it's somewhere over here. Oh, somewhere back over here. I put the little leaf on my map down there. I'm just going to drop in and see if it's something like underneath the bridge. We'll check on top of the bridge first. Okay, there's the old one. There's the little guy. But apparently there's two here somewhere. I bet. Oh, I hear it. Oh, it's a little cloud that I get to examine. Oh, let me examine it already. Oh, this is obnoxious. I can't even get so I can see it. Yeah, let me in all of these cases that I've seen this before, it's at like the top of a tree and you can just click A and it's like, oh, do you want to examine it? And there we go. Ah. 459, that's right, 441. You found all of the hidden Koroks. You should tell Hestu the good news. Oh, Hestu, baby, I'm coming. In the Korok forest. And now we get to see at the teleport screen the 900. I'm just going to move this up to highlight right. 900 Korok seeds, 120 shrines. Oh, man. Looking good, feeling good. Let's go see Hestu. See what Hestu's got for us. I always forget how to find. There he is. It's easy this time. Oh, Hestu. Hey, guess what? All of the forest children return to Korok Forest. Nope, just me. Be surprised, Hestu. Be very surprised. I've maxed out all my stashes, that's right. Okay. Hestu's gift. A gift of friendship given to you by Hestu. It smells pretty bad. So do you like it? I hope you'll still visit me. You can watch me dance. They're joking. Does anything happen with that? Okay, we'll do the weapon stash dance. My God. That's it. That's the whole thing. 900 Korok seeds for Hestu's gift. That's awesome. Can I can't eat it. I can't click on it. I can't do anything. I can't like hold it and set it down somewhere later. It's just it's just a honey dipper thing or tree poop. Good Lord. Oh my God. So this has been my entire quarantine. All of my goals have all of my free time has been spent hunting down these little guys everywhere. And all for that one moment. Oh God. I'm going to end here. I'm going to end this stream with a cool view, hopefully, depending on what time of day it is. God, what that's Stu's gift. That's fantastic. That's definitely a bitter programmer who had to deal with that. Can I build a fire up here? Excuse me for a second. I'm going to build a fire. I'm going to sit by the fire until morning. Hopefully it stops raining. Nope, still raining. All right, we're going till nighttime, and then we're calling it. Nice clear night. Yeah, sort of. Cloudy night, but this is, there's the castle. There's my 100% of my face is covering it. What? What? My map is at 99.5%. What in God's name could be missing from my map? I have everything. I have found all the shrines, all of the towns, all of the everything. Oh. Well, that's for another day. Thank you if you made it this far and were commenting and and being a part of this. I appreciate it. This is this is definitely the longest video I've ever made. And I think for good reason. So if there's more to stream, if I figure out what's missing from my map, it's probably a Great Fairy Fountain or something somewhere that I haven't uncovered yet. So maybe that's what's missing. But I thank you for coming along for this ride and being a part of it. But actually, now that I say that, there's a tiny chance that I know exactly where that Great Fairy Fountain is, and I don't know that I've been to that one. No, I have. I've been to all of them. I don't know. Yeah. Thanks for hanging out. If you liked this nonsense, I'll figure something out for the next one. Thanks for being a part of it. Appreciate it. Make myself big here and say goodbye, so long, farewell, have a lovely night, stay safe, stay inside, find Korok seeds, and yeah, and maybe one day you too can earn Hestu's gift. Okay, goodbye.